Today we are going to talk about transforming customer experience with AI agents. And quick show of hands if you have built AI agents before. Quite many people have built that. So let's look into are your AI agents helping customers? That's I think a question that you have been asking as you are building those agents. So when we talk about AI agents today, we are talking a lot about the features, the capabilities like time to first token, MCP, A2A, and this list goes on and on and on. And we see all those LinkedIn posts, Twitter posts, everywhere that, hey, this is a new feature. But what really matters to your user is the experience, how they feel when they interact with your AI agent. So experience is not a feature, it is the only feature that matters. So how do you create a good experience? Well, agents with empathy outperform agents with capabilities. And as you may remember from before generative AI times, we used to have something called A/B testing, where you used to have like two group of users, and you would give them two different experiences. You would learn from how they interact with that experience. Based on that learning, you would roll out one of the experience, and then that becomes your baseline, and then you iterate again. You sort of want to recreate that experience. And so you want your AI applications to be very transparent. You want your users to know what the AI agent is capable of upfront, because you don't want your users to interact with your application for like 3 minutes and then find out that, hey, I can't help you. So you need to work backwards from really what your customers are looking for, what your users are looking for from your AI agent. And it is paramount to build backwards from the user request and not from the technical capabilities all these frameworks, the models and everything are offering. But without these frameworks, it's impossible to build AI agent. And as you can see, I'm wearing a t-shirt here. It's called Strands Agents. So let's talk about Strands Agent for a bit, and then we will dial back into building trust with AI agents.
Excellent. So I'm going to now provide an overview of some of the capabilities that are available at AWS to build agents at scale for enterprises. Let me go here. Specifically at AWS, we have three primary services that are available for customers to go in and build agents at scale. One is we're providing pre-built tools specifically that are geared for productivity with Amazon Q. For those customers that are looking for a pre-built, fully managed service, that's Amazon Bedrock agents. And then we just recently announced Strands Agents, which is geared specifically for developers. And this is an AI agent SDK that we just open sourced for developers around the world to be able to streamline development. Strands Agents is a fully open sourced Python SDK for building agents. And one of the reasons why we built Strands Agents internally is to solve some of the primary problems that we were seeing internally at Amazon and across AWS when we were trying to build agents at scale for enterprises. There were a lot of challenges that our internal development teams were seeing. One was that some of the existing frameworks that were available, it was really hard to get agents into production. It was taking months for our internal development teams to leverage some of the existing tools. And then what was interesting is at the same time, there were so many other LLMs that were coming out that were better from handling the complex reasoning and tool use. So we wanted to make sure that the agentic framework could leverage the capabilities of these LLMs. So this is a model-driven approach for building agents. And specifically when it comes to some of my favorite capabilities for Strands is the fact that it simplifies the agent development experience. So you can, down from where it was previously taking months to build these agents at scale, down to even to weeks to getting agents that are built in production across AWS and Amazon products and services. And because it was so easy from a development experience, that's why we really wanted to make sure that we were open sourcing this framework for developers to also benefit from. Even as of last week, we had an AWS intern that was able to get a product built with agents within 4 hours, and then was able to push that out to production. Another piece around the Strands agent framework that is really great is this is model agnostic and deployment agnostic, so really flexible in terms of giving developers choice. And then Strands also comes with 20 plus pre-built tools that will make it easier for your agents to be able to leverage and do math, to be able to retrieve information in files, to be able to go in and access systems. And then this is also deployment agnostic, so you can deploy this and run your agents locally or even in production. And this also comes with some pre-built observability, so from the get-go you'll have access to traces and logs so you understand what your agent is doing, as well as guardrails so you can understand the accuracy, latency, and costs. When diving deeper into some of the deployment capabilities of Strands, as I mentioned before, this is deployment agnostic. So everything from being able to run Strands locally for experimentation to putting and deploying your agents behind an API, to even running in other clouds or deploying agents to AWS. We really wanted to make sure that Strands from the get-go was extremely flexible, and you have a very broad choice of deployment capabilities. Another area that makes Strands very unique is the fact that this is optimized for AWS services. So we heard loud and clear from AWS customers that are leveraging OpenSearch. You have your data in Amazon S3. You're using Amazon Bedrock knowledge bases from a RAG perspective, and these frameworks right within Strands, you're able to use AWS services to extend the power of your agents at scale, and it's extremely well integrated with those services, so you can leverage those. In addition to that, as I mentioned before, Strands also comes with a number of pre-built tools. So when you're building your agents, tools are a great way to simplify and make sure that the agent can take specific actions and do specific tasks. So what do I mean by that? You can leverage an agent to make requests with comprehensive authentication support. You can leverage and generate and process images for AI processing. You can leverage and do math with these agents. And these are a number of pre-built tools with just a simple few lines of code, as you can see here. You can make an HTTP request and have that agent take specific action. So super powerful, easy to use, and makes it easier to get started quickly. One of the reasons why we're here today is, it's not just the fact that this is model agnostic, deployment agnostic, super flexible, and you have a broad selection of tools, but this comes with pre-built integrations to a variety of different SaaS providers that will make it easier to build your agents for production. And one of the things we're really excited to announce today is the fact that we're announcing the Arize and Amazon Bedrock, as well as Amazon Strands Agents integration. So we've heard loud and clear from customers and Arize customers that you want to be able to leverage the observability and evaluation capabilities from Arize alongside your agentic workloads and GenAI applications that you're building. And we're super excited to talk a little bit more about how you can build those trustworthy AI agents.
Thank you, Amanda. So Strands, simple, easy, and flexible. Switching gears, so the question is, how do you build trust with your AI agents? Because that's one thing that stops you from going from like your POC, MVP stage to your production stage, because you can't trust your agent. And in order to build trust, you need to first understand what are the gaps where you need to figure out the areas where you have like deficits in the trust. So very first thing comes into mind is the contextual relevance. So for an example, if your user is in a rush, they are looking through your documentation, they want to get quick help and your agent is asking them, hey, how can I help you? And they don't let the user, so you're sort of having like a guardrail here that stopping user to go to get the help. So that's one thing, as in like your user wants X and you are delivering Y. So you're not working backwards from what they are doing. So you also want to understand where the user is coming from, the entry point. So that's one piece of it. Then the adaptability relevance. When your user is talking to your AI agent about one thing and then something new comes up, your AI agent sometimes just convolutes. It's not able to answer that. And that also contributes to lost trust. And then finally, relationship building. So memory is such an important thing. You want to sort of have like a persona of every user that your AI agent is interacting with, because with that persona, you can really personalize things for that user and create that true good experience that we are after. And as I was saying initially, good experience is not a feature. It is the only feature that matters. So here's a rather bold slide. Let's bring back data science into the game. And what I mean here is, yes, we need evaluations. Yes, we need observability. Those are the enablers. But now let's dive a little bit deeper into how and what are some of the things you can bring in the data science factors in. We have all seen those circular circular dialogues that happens, right? When you ask a question, your AI agent is not able to figure it out. Then it asks the same question, user provides the info, and this sort of goes loop and loop. Ultimately, your user churns. So you want to identify by analyzing the entire conversation and figure out what are those points that caused that bad experience. And then similarly, you want to connect these conversations with customer life cycle and customer lifetime value. Because if your AI agent is causing some sort of churn for the user, it is impacting the customer's lifetime value. So you want to connect those with your business metrics. And there is one more thing, like we all talk about like collecting feedback from users. So how are you using that feedback? Like there are many ways to use that feedback, ultimately update your agent. That's one way of doing it. Another way could be that you create a database of all those good experience examples that you have, give that as a tool to your agent, and have your agent figure out what's the best experience it can create for this specific user. And then lastly, safeguard and continuous eval. Without continuous eval, I don't think there is any production at all. So let's dive deeper into the integration piece that we have with Strands Agent, Bedrock agents, and Arize. I'm not going to talk too deep into like what the features are because we had such an amazing keynote today. But this is an example of what the Strand agent traces look like. So you have the full hierarchical view of what the agent did, the cycles, the LLM calls, the tool invocations, the latency associated with those, and so on and so forth. You need access to all of these because everything here contributes to that good experience you are trying to create. And then you also have like a trajectory flow, your metadata, your custom tags that you want to associate. Those are some of the things that you would use to finally update your agent, give agent the data to update basically or create that good experience. You also want to create alarms, and Arize allows you to do that on so many metrics. I just like pulled in a few of them. But why do you need alarm is because the moment you realize that there is some issue with the experience that you are after, you want to be notified about it, and then you want to take actions off of it. So lastly, how do you do all of this? So this is a screenshot of about 30 lines of code that you need to get started with, like building the entire observability that we were looking at, and it supports all the features that Arize has. And yeah, lastly, we also have documentation on both Bedrock agents and Strands agents. You have SDK documentation, you have the tools documentation. We also have like blogs that you could read through. Those are built with like thought leadership and other important factors highlighting like what is important as you build AI agents. And then some samples for you to get started with.